Welcome to the Kick-Ass Business Show, because most business shows suck. I am your host, Pam Gockley, and I'm so excited to welcome Kim Tracy from the Maxwell James Speaker Agency to our show today. She represents speakers who are cutting-edge, innovative industry experts and entrepreneurs who evoke transformational change. So stay tuned with my very interesting conversation with Kim Tracy. Welcome back to the Kick-Ass Business Show. It's a business show by business owners for businesses. So we want to do the show to share our successes and to share our struggles. So as a community, we can grow whole and we can grow better and we can push each other. So I'm so excited today. I'm interviewing Kim Tracy from the Maxwell James Speaker Agency, who is a subsidiary of the Every Level of Success. So we're going to talk a little bit about what subsidiary means, but I want to welcome Kim to the show. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. So excited to be here.
Awesome. So let's jump right into it. So part of the show is to share your successes. So can you just expound a little bit on what you think and what your business does really well?
You know, for the Maxwell James Speaker Agency, I think what we do really, really well is, number one, we give speakers a realistic state of the industry, if you will. I don't want a speaker thinking, oh, it's so easy to get a public speaking engagement. Oh, and then worse, it's so easy to get a paid speaking engagement. Oh, I don't have to invest in my career, because anybody who says, I'm not willing to put money into my speaking career, they just need to go be a W-2. That's what I would say.
So you, as a speaker, you just don't have to show up. There's something more there?
There is something more. I know that it shocks you. I know that we've worked together for several months, and a lot of speakers think, well, I'm just so cute and my content is great, but I just have to show up and be like a broadcaster. And we both know that broadcasting is not like that either.
Right. And I think the speaking industry is changing. Would you agree with that?
It's definitely changing. I would give you 3 points, I think, that have impacted the industry. One is 9/11. Back then, 15 years ago, that event destroyed the trade show and conference industry. And I say that because I worked for Penton Media at the time. Ironically, we were doing trade shows and conferences. Number two, the 2008 recession is what prompted a lot of people to get laid off, right? And they became either a life coach or a public speaker, right?
Right.
So
right.
The third event that's happened is the number of speakers that have saturated the market. And this is a challenge that you face as well, because while you have exceptional content, there's always going to be somebody cheaper and mediocre to you. And are people going to see quality and value, or are they going to look only at their line items in their budget?
Right. So I think what I'm hearing is that people are hesitant to invest in their speaking career. And to me, it seems like then they're not interested in investing in themselves, right?
It's more that they're just not educated of what it takes to be a successful speaker. You know, you and I, we both went to college. We invested in that education. We did what had to be done. But I think in our brains, people don't think of, oh, this is another career. Therefore, even if it's part-time, you mean I have to put in effort? You mean I have to identify speaking points, content? What do you mean I need to spend $4,000 on a speaker reel? Sometimes it costs that much. So I just don't think they understand the financial investment that they're getting into.
Well, and would you agree if I said they also have to go deeper into what they're talking about as well? Like, I know sometimes speakers are so like 101. Do you agree in that area as well?
I do, because you and I both know that anyone who says in 2017, I'm a motivational speaker, that's very blasé. It's very outdated. With the evolution of the internet, we can look up any how to do something So for example, I was speaking with 2 potential speakers yesterday, and I asked them, who do you see yourself as a speaker? What type of speaker do you want to be? And the gentleman actually said, I speak to youth, that is code language for they don't pay, and I love to motivate people. And I said, all right. And then I let his wife explain what she would like to do. And I said, well, may I give you a little bit on the state of the industry of public speaking? And I let them know, if you want to be a motivational speaker, we won't sign you.
Wow.
Because all a motivational speaker does is motivate you for a limited period of time, but they are not able to provide you, like what you do, the how-to, the meat, the secret sauce.
Right. So do you think that that's kind of a self-vetting process that you put into place? So that process is in place. Where does that occur in the process of bringing on a speaker? For other speakers out there who are thinking about, who are now frightened, but just prompt them as to where this process starts.
It starts at the very beginning. At our agency, we actually will send you an application, and it is really to see what is going on with you. How much planning have you done? How much investment have you done? And I'm not saying financial investment, but what have you done to, let's say, establish your reputation? Who are you branded with? I know that's a bad word with you, but it's like some people, they don't know necessarily the difference, but what have they done to launch their career? And after that, it goes to Erin. And Erin gets to vet you. She will evaluate you. She'll review your links. She'll review your video. And then she's going to come to me and say, yeah, they might be worth a phone call, or they get the "we wish you the best in your journey" email.
So for future note, we have to be really nice to Erin. That's right.
You have to be nice to Erin, but Erin is very objective. And when she looks at a potential speaker, she'll really look at also the every level of success business model. Do they resonate with that model? Are they going to benefit our clients internally and externally? And if they don't, we will not take them on.
So, as a speaker, I struggle as well because I get on these speaking bureau websites and I put up my profile and put my little headshot up there, and then nothing happens. And then some people are shocked by that. What's your take on those kind of speaker agents?
Well, let me tell you a story. One of my speakers called me one day and he's like, oh, check out my speaker page on this bureau website. Now, I exclusively represent this person. So clearly, this bureau went and they researched the gentleman's name. They pulled the website. They pulled his headshot, his bio, and they pulled a YouTube video. And they also priced him at $25,000. So I read all the information. I thought, this is great. I clicked on the YouTube video. It's a country music star with the same name. So I called my client back and said, wow, I'm really, really impressed. I didn't know you were a country music star. You should have told me in the beginning. And he's obviously like, duh, that's not me. So there is not a connection with a speaking bureau and a speaker. It's very much like a recruiter. They're going to put you in their cachet of 1,000 people. And because they are transactional, which is very important for people to hear, they're only looking at the highest biller because they're transactional. They don't develop relationships with their speakers. Now, they might develop a relationship with a meeting planner, but they certainly don't have a relationship with their speakers. And I think that by me doing that, I'm able to say, this is why you want to bring Pam Gockley in. By the same token, I can also say, there's no way in God's green earth Pam Buckley is going to do this because she'll shoot me through the eyeballs.
I would never do that.
Of course you never do that. But it's like, you really want to get to know your product, which is you. And if you don't know that product, how in the world can you even talk about them to a potential hiring party?
Right. So it sounds to me like we have a process. So just to make sure our audience understands that relevant to other businesses, you have to have a process. And it's interesting what the speaker industry process is in your company. So it looks like a initial contact, an application. We made it through Erin, and then we actually get the phone call from you. Oh, then what happens? What happens after we get that phone call from you.
Evaluation number 2, right? It's like a dating process where you're going to get on the phone with me and you kind of have to prove that you can walk your talk. And there, you know as well as I do, we do business with people that we like and trust. Well, if I don't like you, or if I don't see you fitting into the model, it doesn't mean you're a bad person. It just means that you don't fit into our model. And last week we released 8 speakers because as we are merging with every level of success, we need to ensure that those speakers provide diversity, right? But also that they are going to benefit from being part of the organization.
Right. So if you could just take a minute or two and explain what a subsidiary means in a speaking industry company.
Yep. So in our world right now, every level of success is our umbrella corporation. And what we are doing is we're merging MJA. So it is basically under that umbrella. And our speakers over the next couple of months will be marketed as every level of success speakers. And the benefit to them will be able to present to our internal and external clients who shall remain nameless at this point. And then also have the opportunity to participate, I believe, in several of our events.
That sounds awesome. So just to sum it up, it sounds like your business is kick-ass because you figured out the process in today's environment. And then what's not kick-ass is the difficulty in vetting really good quality speakers for your clients, because that reflects on your reputation. Is that right?
It is. And, I've learned a lot from you in terms of reputation management, and we have to be very careful. Number 1, strategic partnerships. Who do we represent? I can tell you a story from this week. Super cool gal. And you have done your professional headshots. You recently did your photo shoot. And she said, well, instead of hiring a photographer, I think I'm just going to do a selfie. What do you think of this? And I looked at the photograph, and Pam is laughing, you guys, because she knows what my face looked like, and it looked like this.
That's the face.
That's the face. But I didn't say it. Instead, I said, no, you need to go to maxwelljames.net and look at the women's headshots. They are professional. They're doing this. They're doing that. Now, what I could have asked was, well, who are you trying to get in speaking engagement with? A strip club or a corporation?
That's awesome.
And being a role model of young men and women, I just said no. And then to walk the talk, I sent her my own headshot and said, this is what I'm looking for.
Wow. Well, awesome information. That is, taking things to the next level. I think as a speaker, as a client, you have to make sure that whoever you're working with is working to get to that higher level. So I want to thank you so much for sharing. Please take a minute here to share any, nuggets of wisdom or something some of our business audience can take away today.
Number 1, get a mentor like Pam Gockley. Listen to her and watch every video that Pam and I have done on reputation management on the Maxwell James Agency YouTube channel.
Wow. Thank you for that. Thank you so much for being on the show today. And I look forward to getting this out, and you will just don't understand maybe how many folks you have helped today. Thank you so much for being on. She's hysterical. Thank you so much for being on the show today.
Thank you, Pam.